Hello, everybody. Welcome to my YouTube channel. I'm back again to discuss law. I wanted to talk about the new divorce regime, no fault divorce, coming in April. Before I do that, I wanted to clarify that the meaning of ENIC is European Network of Information Systems, which stands for ENI. That's on my last video when I was talking about passing the English language test for your UKVI visa. So for today, I'm talking about, yay, after 50 years, we now have a new no fault divorce coming in April this year. What that means is from April, you do not need to no blame game. So before I go further, under the new old rule, first of all, please, I want to ask you to subscribe to my YouTube channel, support my channel. I am here to give you the information that is very helpful. Also, like I have always said, please contact the SRA or the Law Society to assist you with any matter you have in your area. Do not rely on what I say here to be applicable to your case because facts are quite different. So bear that in mind always. So back to today's video. As I've said, I wanted to just give you a quick recap under the old rule. The only ground was the marriage has irretrievably broken down. I could never pronounce that word, irretrievably broken down. And then you have to support it by one of the 5 facts: adultery, desertion, unreasonable behaviour, 5 years separation without consent, or 2 years separation with consent. Come April, that's no longer applicable. Any one of the spouse can apply for divorce, whether the other party agrees or not. And you don't need the consent of the other person to seek that divorce. You can make a statement, and that is conclusive enough for the court to begin the proceeding of the divorce. However, under the old rule, there used to be 6 days and 1 day, 6 weeks and 1 day for you to submit a statement. Under the new rule, apparently, is to allow parties to, like a cooling off period. I would call it a reflective period. So you then have 20 weeks to then make that statement from the day you submit the statement to be then granted what is now known as conditional order. It is no longer decree nisi. That is under the old rule. Under the new regime, it is now conditional order. So just to recap, you do not need your spouse to either consent to agree to grant you divorce or not. There is no longer blame game. Now, the idea that it helps parties, it promotes the collaborative approach, means sitting down with both parties and their respective solicitors to discuss the matter, to see how parties can reach amicable agreement in the divorce proceeding. Every lawyer or everyone who has gone through divorce is the most emotive, draining process anyone can go through. Aside from if you're buying a home, if you're just moving home, it is when children are involved, it becomes even more prolonged. I always advise my client, some of my clients, try and have a discussion. Try to put your emotions away. I know it's easier said than done. If it is possible, have a discussion. It makes it easier. We know that divorce doesn't really start if children are involved and assets of the family then need to be decided. That is where you then have to involve. If you don't make any agreement, then you involve solicitors, and that costs you a whole lot of money. Therefore, the court is now to assist parties without, if you can get the divorce without the blame game, then you can then focus all your energy on trying to come to some sort of agreement regarding the family assets of the family or the children. So you see, I don't know how I quite feel about that. It's great that we know new laws, you would never know how applicable, how their efficacy until it is in practice. So we wait to see that, but at least we now know you don't have to decide, prove one of those 5 grounds, blame this person has done that, because sometimes that is where it takes time, especially when you're dealing with when allegation has been made about serious behavior. One of the other parties possibly do not want to agree on the grounds, so you then waste a lot of your time trying to narrow down the issues. So that is out of the way. I think that's a very welcome change after 50 years under the old regime, so that no one should be forced to continue to remain married to someone you don't want to be married to anymore. Um, of course, we still have the issue of deciding, like I said, the assets of the family. We can put that on side, and I always hope that parties can put their differences, difficulties, their disagreement aside, especially when children are involved. So, just to recap, come April, we now have the no fault divorce regime, 6th of April this year, 2022. So that's all I've got to discuss today. Watch, subscribe. If you need further questions, please contact your local solicitor, the Law Society, and I am sure they will give you, signpost you to a solicitor that will assist you in any of your case. Until next time, it's bye bye.